Hi, I've demonstrated how to do no evidence on Ridgeview, Camp Woodwind, Edgefield, even on Tanglewood. Now it's time for me to introduce you to something new. I wanted to celebrate my recent prestige in this video by showing you how I get from level 0 to 20 in no evidence on 5 different maps. Let's start with my favorite level 0 map, Edgefield. I placed an EMF in the hallway as an electronic device to test for any speed changes we would see coming from a Ridgeview. We'll be starting off with a 12.85x multiplier, which I'll share on the screen. You can take a screenshot of it if you want to replicate it. What I'm doing here is peeking out through the side just enough so that I can have a little bit of vision on the ghost while not being spotted by it, since its normal pathing doesn't really allow it to enter the living room fully. Okay, you won't always get a ghost that you can easily identify by its movement speed, but this time we got lucky. There's only one ghost on the list that has this kind of a slow movement speed when outside of line of sight, but insanely fast once it spots you. If you guys still haven't guessed which one it is, it's a Revenant. There we go. Not bad for a first run. Let's see how the next one goes. Now that we have access to a few more items, we'll be switching to a 10.62x multiplier, which not only gives us our sprinting turn back on, but it also allows us to be able to use our flashlights. Maple Lodge will be the second map that we'll run, and it's for a very good reason. You see, this map doesn't get the love that it deserves in no evidence, but it should, and I'll tell you why. There's a spot here that when you pass through makes you invincible to the ghost that you're looping. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about in just a minute. But what you want to do is you want to walk in, holding across so that in case any ghost tries to spawn on top of you, it'll eat that instead. Now that we're safe, the next thing we want to do is just wait for a hunt. Alright, I think the hunt started. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this ghost with a parabolic mic since it helps me listen to footsteps as well as drag it towards me. This ghost has a faster movement speed, but not nearly as fast as they. It sounded like a Moroi, but without the pickup in speed from line of sight. Since we have the breaker turned on, I could only think of one ghost that is on the faster side and has a speed that is dependent on something else. Freezing temps. And if you don't know what ghost I'm talking about by now, I'm talking about the Hantu. Some would call it luck, I call it deductive reasoning. And that's exactly what you need when you're doing no evidence. You need to have enough ghost knowledge to be able to use your intuition to help you identify all these ghosts. Tanglewood has to be one of the best maps to do no evidence in. I've seen so many different styles of play, ranging from people running to the kitchen to loop the ghost on the first hunt, to looping the ghost around the coffee table in the living room. It's insane what you can do on this map. What I like to do is drop across on the hallway and hide in the bathroom. If I can't identify the ghost by its movement speed, then I'll pull it to the front door and get it to walk over the salt before I smudge it and run past the ghost towards the kitchen to continue the loop. Since it didn't let me go back to the truck to grab some smudges, I guess I'll hide in the bathroom and wait about 30 seconds before pulling the ghost. If I time this right, I should be able to see a couple of blinks before it finishes hunting. Right now it sounds about right. Wait a second. Wait, did I time it? I can't hear any footsteps. Oh, wait a second. There it is. It's coming up the stairs. Okay, the fact that I was able to witness a couple of blinks before I finished hunting tells me that this is probably going to be a phantom. I'm not sure, but I'm going to take an educated guess just because I was only able to see like 2 blinks. And there it is. Phantom. Awesome. Now that we finally have smudge sticks, we can run one of my favorite maps for no evidence, and that's Camp Woodwind. Here's the loadout that we're going to be needing. A lot of you may already know this about me, but I like to start this map with a camera just in case we catch some orbs outside of the gate. We can call it a mimic right away and leave. Okay, this time we didn't, but instead I'm going to leave a cross and an EMF at the gate for the same reason that I explained when I was starting Edgefield. Okay, the next thing you want to do is arm yourself with a couple of smudge sticks and some salt to use in the middle of the tables where we're going to be looping the ghost. This will be used to be able to test for a wraith. For those of you who don't know, wraiths cannot step over salt, so essentially if it walks over it and doesn't leave any footprints, then that's a wraith. Also in Camp Woodwind, I like having sunrise as the weather option because it helps me make out the silhouettes of the ghost better. Just in case I'm dealing with any ghost like an obake or an oni or phantom where I need to, pay attention to the blink pattern a little bit more. I think it helps in that way, especially if lighting is pretty poor. Okay, it has normal movement speed, but is super visible. The oni is the easiest ghost to track because of its blink pattern. There's only one other ghost that is just as visible, and that's the Diogen, but you'll be able to tell that ghost apart for a different reason. If you don't know whether it's an oni, it's probably not an oni.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Ridgeview is another one of those maps that has a super safe hiding spot, and it's the fridge in the kitchen that is arguably one of the best hiding spots in the game. It's no wonder why many people call this map Fridgeview instead of Ridgeview. I like to start off by placing salt right there by the stairs, but also in a spot where the ghost is likely to step in during the hunt. The cross is only going to be there for safety. Oh, wait a second, it's hunting already. Oh, he's a speedy boy. Okay, so here's why I like the tier 1 smudge over the other ones. And it's because it's easy to distinguish a revenant from all the other ghosts. Yes, the revenant is one of those ghosts that outside of line of sight is super slow in movement speed, but when you don't have time to hide like I just did now, being able to hear it slow down while not being forced to like the tier 2 smudge does makes it so much easier to tell this ghost apart from all the others. This and the phantom have to be the hardest ghost for me to deal with. And I think it's crazy that we had 2 of them in the same video, as well as a phantom. That's crazy. But it was super fun, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Well, there you have it, folks. That is how you level up from 0 to 20 on 5 different maps. If you like what I do and you want to see more, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe. And until the next one, peace.